Hello everybody and welcome to a new tutorial by your buddy Mogswamp. That's me. Today's tutorial is a bit more abstract than usual. Usually we do a little bit of, we're going to place this here, place that there, and now you've got your redstone thingamabob. But I don't know why I just adopted a British accent. But anyways, no, today is on building, and it's been requested a few times because people say I'm a good builder. I'm all right. But anyways, yeah, this is going to be a 5-step process that I've come up with, my patented 5-step process to building, and I really hope you enjoy. And I'm just gonna apologize for these white streaks you might see. It's only on the dark textures, but I think that might be a snapshot thing. You can sort of see through the blocks. It might be my graphics card. I'm gonna have to look into it. But if anyone knows, private message me or comment. But anyways, on with the tutorial, because this is what you came here for. So, number 1, block choice. So, block choice is really about picking the blocks before you build. And this is just something a lot of early builders struggle with, I think, is just picking the blocks and sticking with them and not looking like a jumbled mess, because you can either have, you need to have a proper balance. You want a few blocks to choose from that go well together, and these are just a few crappy examples I came up with, but you want a few blocks that go well together, or you want to have, like, you don't want to have too many blocks, but at the same time, you don't want to have like just a wall of cobblestone. You want to have more than just one block type. And no block type looks terrible. Like, a lot of people say bricks look bad. I disagree. I know for a fact that I could make a brick building that looks great. You just have to have the right block choice and some of the other things we're going to mention soon. Sandstone and smooth stone half slabs, 2 of my favorite blocks, and I've just paired them with lapis because I think sandstone goes well with the color blue. We've got the new quartz blocks. These generally tend to go well with some other lighter colors, just to avoid a heavy contrast. So light blue ice and light gray stone bricks work well. Over here, and I've just got these wool blocks right here because the lava sometimes burns it down. But anyways, over here we've got a sort of portal looking thing, the game Portal by Valve. And basically the only reason I did this was just because blue and orange go well together. They're complementary colors, which we'll get into soon. But yeah, it's just a nice clean look. You can use any wool color and a lot of smooth stone, or like one other block that's simple, like smooth stone or smooth stone half slabs, and that can create a cool look. A lot of people don't use wool, so that's why I suggested that. Of course, there's a nether brick. Personally, I really hate the way nether brick looks, but some people manage to make it look good with, a lot of people use lots of smooth stone bricks and stuff like that. But personally, I just can't stand the color, even though I do like the color purple. And yeah, these are just a few more examples. This one's kind of weird, just some weird blocks. And if I go around, sorry about that, I've got the corresponding pillars that you might use as just sort of detail. I'm just going to go through these a bit more quickly. But these are just examples of way you can detail your projects, and just think about the block choice. Each of these is unique, but they still follow the same sort of format, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, number 1 is really simple, block choice, but just when you're a beginner as far as building, you just want to think about, what blocks am I going to use? What blocks can I stick to? Don't go for too much or too many, and don't go for too little or too few. Grammar. But anyways, I guess we can go on to number 2. And number 2 is symmetry and asymmetry. Now, I've just whipped up a quick castle here. This took me about, I don't know, 45 minutes. Now, this is a style that I really love, and I've sort of worked a lot with in the past, which is smooth stone bricks and smooth stone and half slabs and lots of stairs and glass and wood, just the sort of typical castle look. And I made a flag for the first time. I hope it came out all right. I think it came out fine, but that's kind of just a small detail you can add. But as you can see, the point of this is that this building is nowhere near symmetrical. Um, it's it's just very random, as you can see in this side of the building. You know, like there's just a chunk taken out here. It's all very random, and you can especially tell this when you go inside. Um, that's the only problem with random builds is they're hard to interior decorate, just because this is a weird space to work with. But at the same time, you can make you can make some really cool looking exteriors. Yeah, this tutorial doesn't really cover interior design as much, but yeah, as you can see, I basically started with a circle, a square, another circle, and a square. And what I've basically just done is gone up the wall detailing. You want to have lots of layering, which we'll get onto in a bit, but and then with this circle, you know, this side I have you know, a bunch of weird stuff going on here. A window in the middle, and then windows on either side of where that would be. And then on this side, we've got a balcony with a big window. On this side, you just plain and simple a door that leads out to here. And this makes for just some interesting stuff when you want to make your builds look inviting as well, which is one of the things I've learned. And when you're going past here, you're like, oh, I wonder how I get up onto this roof part. It's just, you know, typical human curiosity. You're like, oh, how can I go through there and go up the tower? I wanna sit down in that chair and see the view. So you want your builds to do that from the outside. You want them to draw people in. How do I get up there? Type of thing. And I've just laid out these blocks here so that I can grab them. Just another way to detail your builds. You can put the fences here. It just buffs it out a little, and even if you need lighting, every other thing or even every one of them. Yeah, if you ever need torches, a lot of people don't like to use just regular torches on the wall, so this is one of the ways you can sort of make it a little more detailed. And on the other side, I'll just show you what fences can do for you. You know, you can put fences here on all of these and just go for that sort of look. Just small details are what really is gonna make your build stand out, I've found. Maybe not that, but you know what I mean. Like right here and here possibly, that you could have some fences, and you know, up here on the windows. Generally looks good around windows. I'm not sure why. But yeah, as you can see, that's just one of the ways to buff out your build. And also, if you've got a plain looking roof, you can add one of these gables, they're called, which is just another little roof jutting off here. And as you can see, I've just sort of seamlessly used the corner stairs here to make this sort of buff out. And then you've got like a little window, and from down here, you're like, oh, there's a little room up there. What's in there? And right here, just to make this more interesting, I just like cut out a little section. That's just sort of how the flow went, and there you go, supports. So even though this building would be very unlikely in real life, why would you build something like that? There you go, interesting in Minecraft. So that's how you can use asymmetry. You don't want to always build symmetrical, but at the same time, you want to have symmetrical aspects. If each of these windows was different, it would drive you crazy. So instead, you have bam, 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 all symmetrical. And people will tell you always build even numbers, always build odd numbers. I've found it really doesn't matter, honestly. You can make either one look good. Over here, we've built odd. There's one door. Over here, we've built even. There's a space for a double door. So even if this was filled in, you could just have a double door instead. So you can make either feel good and look good. You don't really have to worry about building even or odd. I've found it doesn't really matter. Now, this is a very asymmetrical build, and people will always tell you, okay, build asymmetrical, it's gonna look better. And that's not always true. If you have a symmetrical space that you need to work with, sometimes it's better to plan that out and lay it out like that. So I'll just show you a quick example. All right, welcome back. This is my mess of a creative world you're seeing right here. Bunch of weird stuff. Brick buildings over there. As you can see, I've made brick buildings look good. There you go. But anyways, so this was a bit of problem solving. I had a space. This is my space from my flat world. I had a big circle, and I took a quarter circle, and I knew I wanted buildings all around that matched. and I had this wall, this blank canvas, and I just sat down and started detailing it like this, and you can just copy it right over to the other side, and I'll show you that right now. And there you go. So there it is finished. As you can see, I've copied this side over to here. I've got the bridge, and I've got the same design right here. And this was all done legitimately in survival mode and on a flat world. So if I can do it on a flat world, you can do it for sure. Builds like these sure do eat up resources a lot more than just a big old stone wall would, but it really looks good. Every time you walk through, you're going to be like, yes, this feels good. And especially, guys, if you do Let's Play videos like I do, you're going to want to have something nice for everybody to look at. You don't want to just be working all messy. People do like to look at builds while they watch your videos, so it's worth it to put in the time and effort and make something and develop your skills as a builder and make something truly awesome. Not that this is truly awesome, but it does look good, in my opinion. But back to the tutorial. So yeah, guys, that was my flat world done in legit survival mode. If you'd like to check that out, just check out my channel. I do new videos all the time, or not all the time, but frequently. But on to number 3, color theory. So, this is a bit abstract, and most of you are going to be like, what is he talking about? But it's actually helped me in the past, and it could potentially help you. So what I've just laid out here is just the basic color rainbow in Minecraft. And color theory is just all about knowing what looks good and bad. It's something you learn in art class, which I've taken some art classes. You're required to take them in my school system, so I've taken them my whole life. And this is just something I've learned from that. So you've got your basic rainbow, and there are colors that are just going to look good together. And I've just laid out, this is a design, a wool design I've used on my flat world in my storage room, and I've just copied it and used the same sort of design with the different kind of colors. Now, of course, you've got black and white. All the gray tones will look good together. It's just a classy look. Then you've got your what you call your cool colors, which are all through here, your blues, and then you've got your warm colors all through here. And then you've got your earthy tones, which, you know, this just reminds you of nature, etc. Before we continue, I'm just going to sleep real quick. There we go. So anyways, yeah, just you want to pair together the cool colors or the gray colors or the warm colors or the earthy colors. You want to pair them together as much as you can. Otherwise, you can do complementary colors, and for that I'm gonna go over here to this color wheel. This is a really crappy version of a color wheel that I did real quick. Circles are hard in Minecraft and they're hard to divide, but it's not entirely accurate, especially that one. That should be more of a red-orange color, but basically the colors opposite each other are gonna look pretty good together. So blue and orange. That's the reason in a lot of movie posters you'll see the colors blue and orange used together. They just look good together. Portal is a prime example. The portals are blue and they're orange. And I showed you guys that way over there back at the beginning with those two wool lines in the half slabs. But other colors that will tend to look good together, yellow and purple do, although in Minecraft there's not really many yellow and purple blocks, but red and green will go together. So possibly if you have a jungle area, you're going to want to use maybe some more red colors or maybe some blues, because that would be the cooler colors. And then you've got your sort of orange, red, and teal. They all correspond to each other. And there are also these things called double splits. That's not what they're called. I don't know what they're called. What is it? Split complementaries. That's it. Where this purple would split two ways. It usually goes well with yellow, but it'll split two ways into green and red. And I've just laid out some examples. Orange goes well with orange-red color. You've got to kind of use your imagination there. And then teal, or light blue, really. And then the red will go well with some lighter greens as well as some teal blues. And the purple might go well with some oranges and some greens. It's not entirely accurate. This is Minecraft. Keep in mind, we only have so many colors. But it's a basic guide. If you can remember this stuff, it might help you out in the future. It's helped me out before. So you just want to remember what looks good together. Because as B00 once said, building in Minecraft is like painting. It's something, it's an art, it's painting with blocks. There you go. So here's a bit of art theory for you. And what I've done on the back of the rainbow, by the way, guys, on this rainbow, I actually forgot a color, pink. I didn't mean to. It would belong right in between those two, or maybe those two. Yeah, wrong. It would belong right here. So yeah, sorry about that. There you go. Amended. But as I was saying, on the back of these colors, you have some blocks in Minecraft. So you can see brown, you get greens, and then yellows. As you can see, you'll see the tripwire. Wherever I use vines, I try to use it because if not, it'll spread like this. It'll just spread everywhere. And using tripwire is a good way to stop it from growing. If I put some tripwire right here, it shouldn't grow there. So that should stop it. And I have some here. That should contain it. But anyways, we've got some yellows, orangish colors, red. It really gets pretty sparse up through here. There's sparse up through here. Not many of these kind of colors. But then there's plenty of light white colors and grays to work with, and some dark colors as well. Not that the anvil really counts, but anyways, that's color theory. So not super useful, not super obvious, but it will come in handy, especially when you're talking about warm, cools, grays, earth as well. So on to number 4, layering. So, for this part, I'm just going to teach you sort of the importance of layering things. And by layering, I mean like this is a flat wall. And if I come over here, let's punch some windows in this thing. So let's say, I put these things here so I could select real quick. So there we go, got that. Get this and this and this. There we go. All right, so we let's add some windows, and yeah, so we've got a window here, and that looks pretty dumb. It looks pretty flat. So to give it a little more dimension, we can put some upside down stairs and right side up stairs. Now the window sets back into the wall a little bit, and it's just more interesting to look at. But we've still got this flat building. So pillars are a great way to break up a wall, and you can use a lot of upside down stairs to sort of bring the wall out like so. So if we put this pillar coming down here, we can bring this wall out, right? And then we can even line the pillars like this, just to give them some support and structure. And you can even use a different block to separate them. Maybe you want to put something more interesting here. Typically, I like to leave just this because it tends to get a little busy once you start bumping it out too far. But then, so we've got these pillars, right? And I'll just make another one right here. But that's looking a lot more interesting, so that's pretty good. But then what you can also do is add yet another layer of stairs. So we're going to add some stairs onto these pillars, and then have a double pillar coming out here. So now we've got a lot of layering happening. And let's say we want to put in more windows up top. Oh, whoops, did I do that wrong? I did. So we want to put in more windows up top. This is sort of similar to the buildings I have on my flat world. So we can put in, well, first of all, we can put some half slabs if we want, and we can punch out these. Oops, punched out one too many. Get that block back in there. We can punch out these and put windows with the stairs like we did before. Maybe this time we'll have some stairs coming out like that to separate the window and line the bottom. So I'm trying to show you how you can go about turning a blank wall into something much more interesting, much more fun to look at. And yeah, I made this wall a little short, but you want to you want to just break things up, section it off so that your eye has plenty of things to look at. And this will take a lot of practice. You might want to work out things in creative mode if you're not confident enough, because it can be tough if you try to just go right ahead and build in survival. So sometimes what I like to do is outline things, make sure I know what I'm doing in creative mode, and then get on to building it in survival. So that's just one of the things you can do to bump out a wall, and you can just go crazy with it. You can add even more layers with cobblestone walls and other such materials. Just add different things and it'll just become more interesting. This is a very symmetrical build, but you can just apply these same exact tactics to building asymmetrical. So even if I put, no, that's not right. Even if I put stairs right here, these are one of my favorite additions to the game is stairs. They're just a useful tool. Stairs and upside down stairs, and you could even sneak some lights up here if your build is too dark, like so, and that way you have a nice way to light your. Also, you can use the lighting tricks because light will show through these half slabs, I believe. Don't take my word for it, but I think the glitch is still in the game. So this is just kind of a weird example. I'll probably do another one real quick. Just try and do a different style for you guys. But yeah, that's just one of the things you can do. And I'll try to do a time lapse right now real quick and show you guys that. And so there you go, just another quick example of, this is really weird. I literally didn't plan it. I just built, didn't really change it much. I just kind of did what I wanted. But it's certainly interesting. And if you repeated this over here and then built a doorway in between, you're gonna kind of have to imagine this. But what if I took this section, copied it over here, built a little archway for a doorway in between, put something interesting in the middle? There you've got an interesting sort of official looking building. So as you can see, I just took a blank wall and sort of made it my canvas and really started adding some layering to it. And people will tell you cobblestone can't look good. It's not true. Cobblestone is a great block and it can look good. You just have to know how to use it, as with all of the blocks. Same with bricks. Same goes for nether bricks, even though I don't like them. But that's just a matter of taste. Anyways, on to the last step. Number 5, master your style. And this is basically just about finding a building style that you like, mastering it, and then building with it. And that can even mean finding your own building style. Mine, as you can see, I tend to use a lot of stone bricks. I love smooth stone half slabs. I build with a lot of layers. I build very symmetrical just because that's the kind of person I am. But a few styles I've seen before that I've never tried before, I just decided to try, just to show that you can too. And this is my first time ever building a steampunk house. And did it turn out incredibly? No, it didn't. But it certainly is a good step in the right direction. What I basically did, I've just imitated things I've seen in the past, looked up an image on Google Image, noted some of the structural, how it got skinnier, or it got fatter as it goes up, skinnier on the bottom. I noted a lot of the block choices, and then I closed down the internet and I just built. And I found a mistake up here. Correct that. There you go. But yeah, it's really weird. I added some sort of weird pulley here with a cauldron. I've never seen that done before. I just had an idea. I said, I bet there would be some sort of pulley system. So there you go. There's a bucket being pulled up full of water by some sort of steam engine looking thing. This just breaks every rule. Like, what even is this, you know? But there you go. It's some sort of interesting steam boiler looking thing. And I've used this cobblestone fencing as a sort of piping. And there you go. The piping leads over to here where you've got several smokestacks. You can use the cobwebs if you like. I prefer not to use them, but I've seen a lot of people using them. One of the reasons I prefer not to is because they're very hard to get in survival. The other reason is just because I think they look kind of silly. It'd be cool if there was some way we could get smoke coming out of here, but who knows? I used a lot of horizontal lines made out of logs because I noted that that was done a lot. Again, with my layering techniques, just putting a lot of windows. Over here, who knows what this is? Do you know? I don't know. Some sort of maintenance door to get out onto this random floating crates. I put these here after the fact. Just who knows? Sort of my process building this was I started down here, built this room, and then I added a tower, and then I added another tower back here, and I'm flying around a lot. Then I added something here and just built a balcony and just kept adding on to it from that. And you come up with something pretty cool and unique, and that's the reason I love asymmetrical builds. I used to hate them, now I love them because they're always unique. And you can add some ladders onto it. You want this to function as well if you're building it in survival mode. Up here, there was just a sort of weird thing that happened with the roof where there was like a weird little ditch here. So I just said, hey, maybe someone left a bucket here and it's grown cobwebs, and over time rain has come, washed down the roof and filled it up, and that's probably mosquito infested filthy bilge water. And over here added a gable. The roof wasn't really working, as you can see. This door is not centered with that roof at all, and I was like, oh, that looks terrible. So I just added a gable, and it sort of balances it out and makes this really, really interesting shape up here. We've got sort of a windmill thing coming off here. Who knows what it's doing? None of this really makes sense, but it ends up looking pretty nice in the end. It's interesting. It makes you want to go check it out, and it certainly provides a big challenge for interior decorating. As you can see, I put like a little fireplace here. I didn't put any flooring in. I didn't really take the time. But then up here, we've got this crazy, crazy room to work with. And you can put all sorts of stuff through here. I added a ladder here, which in hindsight, I would have put coming down the other side so that it wouldn't... Oh, there we go. So that it wouldn't block this fence window here. And that's another thing. I use fences some places. I use glass other places. You just want to mix it up, make it interesting. And look at this cool space I have to work with. Who knows what this door is doing here, you know? So, yeah. That is the steampunk style that I just tried for the first time. Other thing I tried for the first time was modern. I actually found this a lot more challenging than that. I started with 2 cubes built out of quartz, and I just kind of went with it. And it's very challenging to make this sort of thing look good, look visually appealing. And I've found that in modern builds, you want them to look very clean, you want them to look very random, and you want them to have many weird shapes and nature worked into them, sort of a nature meets modern approach. But there you go. There are 2 styles that I've never tried before, and just by, looking up images and keeping the sort of styles in my head and then applying the building techniques, I've not mastered them, but I've begun to develop these styles, and I've mastered some styles of my own. So that's really all it takes to be a good builder. In my opinion, those are my 5 steps. You might find some other steps. You might want to make your own tutorial. Who knows? But hopefully this helps, because I've been seeing a lot of people in the comments saying, Mogswamp, I love your builds. Maybe you could do a tutorial. So here you go. Here's the tutorial. At this point, I'm just blabbing on, so I'm going to shut up now and hop into creative mode, go try some stuff out, and then, just have at it, have fun. Maybe get your friends involved if you play on a server, and just do some really cool stuff. It's okay to copy people. Don't copy their build block for block, but copy some styles. I definitely had to do it here. I just went on Google Images, looked up some images, and just saw what kind of things they were doing and applied them. But anyways, if you liked the video, please leave a like, and feel free to share this with your friends. If you ever hear someone say, oh, I'm having a hard time building, just maybe send them over to this video if you find it's helpful. I'm not really sure, but I really hope you did enjoy it, and subscribe for more content, of course. And until next time, I will see you next time. All right, guys. Bye-bye.